Yo, what is up guys? Delboy here, aka Blue Collar Sports TV. Hope you guys are well. So Terence Crawford's next fight has been announced. Terence Crawford will return to the ring on the 14th of December at the Madison Square Garden Arena in New York, and he will be facing his mandatory challenger, Egidijus Kavaliauskas. Now, for those of you who don't know, Kavaliauskas is a welterweight based out of Lithuania. He is a former two-time Olympian, so an experienced amateur, and as a pro, he has a record of 21 wins, 0 defeats and 1 draw. He's actually trained by Robert Garcia in the Oxnard gym in California. I have seen a fair bit of Kavaliauskas, and if you analyse his resume, the best two names on his resume are David Avanesian and Ray Robinson. He actually performed really well against David Avanesian. Avanesian after that fight went on to become the European champion, and right now arguably Avanesian is a top 15 welterweight, so that was a good win, that was a good step up. But the Ray Robinson fight was a lot less impressive. He actually drew that fight. I felt that result was just about right. In my opinion, neither guy did enough to win it. For me, Ray Robinson was too negative. However, on the flip side, Kavaliauskas really didn't do anything to force the issue, and he was made to look quite cumbersome at times and fairly basic. So I think it's fair to say, when Kavaliauskas has stepped up to a certain level, his form has been mixed. And obviously going into a Terence Crawford fight, that doesn't fill you with confidence. But you know, he's a fairly decent fighter, he's a compact guy, orthodox fighter, does the basics well, and he does carry decent power in both hands, especially that right hand. So he's an okay fighter, he's a solid guy. If I had to rank him in the welterweight division, I personally wouldn't have him top 10, but certainly he belongs in the top 15, in my opinion. So is this the best opponent in the world for Terence Crawford? Absolutely not. Is it terrible? I don't think so. Ultimately, if you followed this channel, you know, my criteria for champions is either unify, fight a consensus top 10 contender, or alternatively take care of your mandatory. And ultimately, that is what Terence Crawford is doing in this fight. He's taking care of his mandatory challenger. So I don't really have a problem with this fight, to be honest with you. Firstly, like I said, it meets my criteria of what a champion should be doing. And, you know, secondly, I've seen much worse mandatory challengers than Egidijus Kavaliauskas. So, you know, is it a fight everybody's clamouring for? No. But is it acceptable? Absolutely. That's just how I see it. You know, that's my opinion. My only issue with Terence Crawford, while he can't get these big fights, or while they are not happening, I would like to see Terence Crawford a lot more active. You know, he's 32 years old now. He's only had one fight this year, and that was against a faded Amir Khan. You know, Terence Crawford, in between, could have squeezed another fight in, as far as I'm concerned. So, you know, while Terence can't get these big fights, or while they're not happening, he should be more active. That's my only issue with Terence Crawford right now. For me, he needs to be putting himself out there, being more active, to strengthen his case to get these big fights. And that's the only issue I have with Terence Crawford right now. Just needs to be more active, in my opinion. But, you know, the fight itself, I've not really got a big issue with it. Of course, I make Terence Crawford a big favourite, but you never know, man. It's boxing. 2019 has been the year of the upset. We had Joshua losing to Ruiz. We had Marcus Brown losing to a faded Jean Pascal. We had the two-time Olympic gold medalist Rebeze Ramirez losing his pro debut. It's been the year of the upset, so who knows? Boxing is a crazy sport. Kavaliauskas can punch, and it only takes one, so there we go. Those are my initial thoughts on this fight. And by the way, credit to Top Rank, they are closing the year really well. Also on this card, you have Teofimo Lopez versus Richard Comey for the IBF lightweight title. That in itself is a great fight. Very good fight. And also you've got Michael Conlan fighting Nikitin, who he lost to in the amateurs. That was obviously when Michael Conlan got robbed. So they're running that back as pros. So ultimately, this card is very good. And on top of that, Top Rank have a great fight coming up this weekend between Artur Beterbiev and Alexander Vodzik. That's a great fight. That's a light heavyweight unification. And also later on, I believe in a few weeks, you have Shakur Stevenson versus Joey Gonzalez for the WBO featherweight title. So they've got some good cards coming up. They've got some good fights coming up. They are finishing the year in a strong fashion. So credit to Top Rank for that. But anyway, share your thoughts below. Peace.